Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's Robert from Robert Allen Art Studio in Palgrave near Orangeville, Ontario. It's about 12:30 on Wednesday, November the 15th. So join me for today. I'm going to do a 10-minute painting. I'm going to actually change my media this week. I mentioned last week I was going to do some birds. I think this week I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to be doing watercolors. So I have a palette in front of me. I have some ultramarine blue, Cillian blue. I have, I think it's called lemon yellow. I have a black, ivory black. I wish it was Payne's black. I have some reds. I got siennas and some raw burnt umber. What I'm going to do is work with a fairly large brush. This is like a height brush. It's not truly a height brush, but I'm going to be doing some quick wet and wet watercolor landscapes. This one I'm going to be calling Stormy Sky. So let's see. It's going to be a little bit larger scale than my other 10-minute paintings. So I'm hoping with I tend to work wet and wet. So I'm hoping that I can actually do these landscapes in 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do first of all is just kind of brush my paper down. It just puts a water surface on the paper. I have taped it, so I'm hoping that that's enough to keep it from curling. We'll see what happens. What I'm going to do is come in with some colors. I'm going to come in with, I think, some sienna first. I'll throw a touch of red in there. And my brush is fairly dry, fairly wet, I think, at this point. I'm just going to come in and actually just brush it in the sky and the sides. Maybe a little bit more water. I'm totally inspired by a gentleman called Stephen Corin, C-R-O-N-I-N. He's from Scotland. You'll see him on YouTube. He does basically half-hour to an hour type paintings, landscapes, mostly of Scottish landscapes. But he just does I'm totally enthralled with his techniques, and I'm going to throw some red in here. I don't work quite as wet as he does. I do want a more red sky on the top here. So I'm going to throw some more red in here. I might throw some down the bottom for the reflection. I am going to come in now with some blue. Again, these are not the greatest paints I have, but they are what they are. I'm going to mix some red in with that. You can see a nice purplish kind of hue coming out. So I'm going to throw that in here as well. I'm going to throw that in here and then the sides. A little bit stronger blue, darker. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm purposely keeping this bright light in the middle. See what happens. I'm just going to dry my brush off. I am going to cheat a little bit. Just come in with my brush as it's dry and just kind of tap out some areas in here. The intention with the dry brush is that it will actually lift the paint off the paper. And I'm also going to come in here with some paper towel and just kind of dab. What that will do is really lift paint off the paper, but I'm hoping to keep some of that purple there, and it'll give the effect of clouds. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm liking that. I'm going to come in with a little bit of a hairdryer here. This is a Big Shot, $3 thrift store. It basically will help me dry some of this area. So if I dry this. I like this little one because it's not quite as loud as a big one. Normal. My paper has stretched a little bit, so we'll leave it like that. So that's kind of the sky. I'm liking that a lot. I'm going to come in with. I'm going to try and do this all with a big brush. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to come in with the same colors I had before. My blue. Some red to it. Still make it more of a purple hue. I'm making it a little bit thicker this time. I'm going to lay some mountains in the background here, so we'll see. I'm thinking my horizon line would be like 2/3 down. I'm just going to tap in some mountains in here, and we'll see how this goes. So with watercolor, there's two techniques you can use for mountains. And again, I'm a beginner. I'm not by any stretch an expert waterscape painter. But I'm going to come in here and just kind of lift off some of this. I get one side of the mountain brighter than the other side. Again, I'm just going to come over with a drier brush, if you will, and scrape some of that off. I am now going to come in with some of my darker blues, just kind of darken that blue a little bit more. I'm just going to tap in here the darker side, just some more color. give the illusion that this side of the mountain is darker than that side. And there might be some crevices down there. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of dry my brush a little bit and stroke it across the bottom. Okay, so I'm liking that. I'm going to come in with some foliage and some mid-tone levels. So I'm going to come in with some brown, I think. I'm going to clean my brush first. Going to come in with some browns. I am a little bit of black to that, so it's definitely a darker brown. And I'm just going to purposely just kind of dab some shapes in here in the bottom. Kind of get some shapes in here. Again, I'm trying to do this all with a big brush. We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I'm going to add some yellow to that, maybe a little bit of red. Get yet a darker tone of brown. I'm going to come in with that and just kind of tap that in here. Okay, I'm liking that. Green. Let's mix some green. So I'm going to mix my blue. I'm going to add some yellow to that to get an offset green color. It's kind of a browny green. So I'm using some of my lemon color. I have moved the camera up a little bit higher, so hopefully you can see some of the mixing that I'm doing with my brushes here. I'm going to come in with my that. I have some yellow on the brush right now. I'm just going to come in here and kind of tap in some, almost like a rough ground. I'm going to tap in some texture here. So I'm liking that. I'm still going to come in darker. And get a darker tone. I'm going to mix that with my brown as well. I want to add some red to it to give it more of a hue of purple. And again, I'm just going to tap in some shapes here in the ground. As we get closer to the viewer, I want to be more tough grass. I'll do some effects on this as well in a minute. Purposely want to keep some of this white here. You'll see why in a minute. I'm liking that. I am going to come in now. I'm going to clean my brush just one more time here. I am going to come in here with my rigger brush. This is my number 3 rigger brush. It's great for doing trees and stuff. So I'm going to come in with the browns. Got some yellow to that, some burnt sienna. This is the umber kind of color. And I'm just going to lay some, maybe some trees in the distance first over here. So I want my brush to be fairly wet so that it's not too thick. Be more of a muted shape. So I'm just going to run some twigs in here. A couple more over here. And I'll come back in here with some of their foliage as well. But for now, I just wanted to get some light colors in there. I'm going to come back in and try and make my yellow better. So I'm going to come in with some yellow, some blue. Trying to get a green color. So I've got a different shade of green. It's almost like a darker green. I guess I'll keep my brush in here. I'm just going to tap in. I guess I could use my smaller brush, but for now I'm trying to get away without using my smaller brush. I'm going to tap in some foliage on this to give it an illusion of a forest. Again, we'll dry my brush one more time. I'm doing pretty good for time. I'm actually at about the 6-minute mark. 6 minutes yet to go, so I'm doing pretty good for time. And I consider this a larger piece. So I'm just going to dry this off one more time. Okay. Let that dry. Still going to use my rigger brush, I think. I'm going to come in with almost a black. It's a really, really dark brown. Mixed with my burnt sienna and my ivory black. I wish it was Payne's black. Payne's black is a really nice black. It's kind of grayish black, so it's not true black, but it's so much variation in its colors and warmth. So definitely I like that color, but I have to buy some Winsor Newton paint at some point. So what I'm going to do now is just put a stronger tree, I think, over here. We'll see how it goes. These are some branches on this tree. Hope you're enjoying working. Follow me along this morning. Again, I'll put some foliage on this in a minute. For now, I'm just going to get some shapes on the trees. So I'm going to do another tree here. Do the trunk in a minute. I'm actually going to put some foliage on these leaves, so we'll see how that goes. Just doing the branches, if you will. Fairly light brush strokes. Not worried about the tree at this point. I'm going to dab it in with the thicker paint on that as well in a minute. I'll do that for now. These random shapes. Okay. I'm practicing with my big brush because this Friday I've got the Hope Story Paint with Passion event in Cambridge, the Centre of the Arts. So me and 11 other competitors, we're going to paint live. It's an elimination round, so we paint live. The audience votes on our pieces. And then 6 contestants go through, and then basically 3 go through after the second round. We have half an hour to paint using acrylic paints. So a lot of these techniques I'm learning with the watercolors and stuff. My spray paint technique experience definitely will help me and aid me in that process. I come in with some yellow here. I think I gotta actually clean my brush better. I need a bigger jug for water, definitely. Seeing how much water I use. So I'm gonna come in here with just yellow on my brush now. Again, just kind of dab in foliage in the trees. Okay. So I'm liking that. I'm going to come in with some black, some more of the brown. I'm actually going to add some blue to it. Give a nice grayish kind of combs. I'm just going to dab in here at the bottom, and just more terrain features in the bottom here. That noise is my cat, Hexie, playing with some boxes, so I apologize for that. And what I'm going to do is just going to come in here with a little bit of a card. Just kind of, no, it's not going to work. A little bit stronger than that. Like my palette knife. My palette knife. If it all fails, use your palette knife. I need to dry this a little bit more. Let's get some textures. Still want to come in here a little bit darker. Quite a bit of black in my brush right now. I'm going to dab in some more shapes. So I'm liking that. Come back in one last time. I think I'm pretty much done. I got about a minute left on my timer. Just going to come in with some black. and just draw in a couple of birds in the distance. One like that. So that was my 10-minute mark. I'm liking that. Yep, I think we'll say that's done. I'm just going to sign my John Hancock here in the corner. Yep. Make sure my paint is thicker. Or I can cheat. Just use a Sharpie. My Sharpie doesn't want to work. That's not cool. Well, if it all fails, try a pen. Don't just try a pen. I may have to let this dry before I sign it. So I think that's where we are. Again, I'm using watercolors this morning. These are Pentel watercolors. I'm just going to peel the border off of this and show you what it looks like with the border. Again, this is 6 inches by 9 inches. Arches watercolor paper. And it is done. Let me just walk through what I've done this morning. So I've done a 9 by 11 piece. I am liking the cloud details that are up here. I'm going to actually maybe turn it sideways and show you some of the details that are in here. So I am liking the cloud, the nice purple backgrounds into the clouds. A couple of birds in the sky. I did purposely want to get a muted mountain, if you will, so some nice blues of the mountains. Some forest in the backgrounds. Foregrounds, we've got some trees happening here with some textures in the bottom. So I'm hoping you're liking these the series. I'm going to try and do another series this week of watercolors. I know it's Tuesday. I've actually missed one day. It's just been a very busy week. Actually, it's Wednesday, I think, today. I'm losing track of time. It's Tuesday. Just a very busy week. So I'll try and do these. I can try and catch up this week and try and do 5. But that's where we are. I am going to announce the winners. I've got 6 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So I think what I will do is actually announce the winners tomorrow. So thank you very much for those who are following along on my YouTube channel. Just click on my watch video on my Facebook page, and that will take you to my YouTube. So wherever you are in the world, enjoy your day.